gorgeous Virgos. I've got your March horoscope here. Firstly, I'm going to draw two cards, the same cards for the month for you. So let's go to the board now. Here's your horoscope for March. Let's do the cards first. Closing my eyes for Virgo. What do I see? Doors opening in front of me. There's a lot of light in here and a lot of sun. So there's a lot of insight coming to you in March. It's almost like a whole new reality of some type anyway. Now I see a bridge over, this is a beautiful country scene, a bridge over a little rivulet. It's pretty fast moving, the water in the river, and it seems to be a colder place. So it's like there's been some isolation or some sort of energy for sticking to yourself, and it's worked out quite well. It's like now, however, that era is coming to a close, and perhaps you're feeling more like getting out into the world or dealing more with people than previously. Let's see what cards say. The card that comes up is the Justice card. It's coming up a lot lately, actually. This is a major arcana, so it could affect your life over an extended period of time. So not just March, but longer than that. Months and months, maybe years and years even. This is about natural law, L-O-R-E. It does help with human law, L-A-W, though. You do have a fair bit happening here in your legal house. So if you do have anything with the law, this can help you a lot. Some action has to be taken, even if you don't have all of the information. See how she's dressed in black there? That suggests that something's hidden. See, she's got a blindfold, so she's got to literally listen to her intuition, the owl on her shoulder, and weigh up the info that she's getting from her intuition. Make a decision. A decision needs to be made based on all the relevant facts, keeping your feet on the ground, being very practical about something, particularly if somebody's got an issue, a legal issue with their car, maybe dealing with insurance companies or something like that. You need to be very, very practical with that. So, but at the very least for everybody, it's about karmic law. What goes around comes around. So that's fairly important over the next few months. Now, looking at the second half of the month for you, vivacious Virgos, what do I see? There's a train track right in front of me. The train is on the track. That's always good. This is saying you're on track in life. You're getting to where you want to go. I get the word progressive, as in making progress, adopting a very proactive, progressive approach to something, being very contemporary and modern in your ideas. Then there's a ladder and it's on the diagonal. It means you are ascending in consciousness, but as you ascend, it's not as hard as what it could have been if it was purely vertical. It would have been very difficult. It's still not easy, but you're getting there. The card that comes up is the Tower card. So this is something that is breaking down. It could be an old belief system or a structure. This is a structure you've built in your mind about something. It's not what you thought it was. It could be to do with work. I'm sort of getting a bit of a work vibe if you're doing paid work. Some changes there at work that you may not really like. Let's have a look here. In your daily habits, routine, health and work environment, there is a lot of activity, and we have Pluto there, which is the end of something. So Pluto's gone into Aquarius. It'll be here until September this year, and then it goes back into Capricorn. Then in November it comes back here again, and it'll be there till 2043. So lots of changes around your work coming up. I would try to make myself as stable as possible. You probably already know, because the eye in the sky is like your intuition. So it could be work related, let's put it that way. You've got two major arcana here. This is pretty important, and it could be going on for some considerable time. Bear those cards in mind, and now we're going to make this bigger and have a look at your horoscope. No T-squares for you. You do have a talent triangle, however. Most of the star signs have T-squares, but you have a talent triangle. This is a bit of a challenge because you've got a square and two semi-square angles here, but it's good. It's the kind of challenge that makes your creativity come to the fore, your talents and abilities come to the fore. It's like exercising them, giving them a bit of a workout so that you get the best situation or the best result, the best outcome. Neptune, Uranus and Mars. So Uranus here is conjunct your MC and also Jupiter. They're pretty wide conjunctions, but you are getting some energy about your life direction, and Jupiter makes everything bigger. So it could be unpredictable, apart from the fact that we've just predicted it. But Uranus is normally unpredictable. So there's some sort of volatile aspects that are moving very fast, lots of moving bits and moving parts. So we have these planets plus Mars here funneling energy towards Neptune. So some sort of spiritual inclination, or maybe this goes back, maybe this is a past life thing, but there's some sort of spiritual connection here. And it could be about joint resources that you share with somebody else in your job, or maybe with your employer if you do paid work. It could be taxes or superannuation involved. Oh, sorry, let me have a look just there. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, not taxes. Or it's in your 7th house. It's right on the border there. So it's actually to do with important relationships. So it's significant others that are involved. But it could be legal as well, because it's here in the 7th house. And just at the angle, there's so much happening there in the 7th house. The line delineating the houses is actually in a different place to where it normally is. So there's a dashed line and it's up there. So Neptune is in your 7th house. So all to do with significant others, those important relationships, legalities perhaps, or maybe the people that you don't get on with. So 7th house traditionally is called the house of open enemies, but I wouldn't go so far these days to say that. I would just say it's somebody that you don't see eye to eye with on all things. But a talent triangle, and that means that it's completely workable. It's completely likely that it's going to bring your talents to the fore, your talents of negotiation perhaps. Then we have a new moon in Pisces, which is on the 10th of Mars, again in your 7th house, bringing new beginnings around those relationships. It's like something happens and it's resolved, most probably with a new moon, or there's a new layer that you find, or a new situation evolves and comes out of that. Then we have a lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th down here in your house of money. It will be conjunct your South Node at some point, and this indicates that you're being asked to deal with issues around money, and they might be somewhat turbulent. You're being asked to deal with them in a new way. So ask yourself, am I dealing with this in the same old type of way, or have I got a new way of dealing with this rather than relying on past experience or past behaviour patterns? Mercury is in Aries on the 9th up here, bringing a lot of discussions around shared resources then, and also it could be intimacy involved, so there could be communications. There could be also new ideas about these things too. Could be tax, could be superannuation, something that you share with somebody else that you don't have full control over. The Sun is also there on the 19th, bringing a lot of insight and awareness to you, so then you finally start to understand what's going on. Venus is in Pisces from the 11th of March. This is probably going to be a help if you're having some sort of issues with a significant other. Venus loves to compromise, but loves to find a resolution that's peaceful. So it's likely there's some sort of issue, it's resolved or it's dealt with, and Venus comes along and smooths things over. Mars is also in Pisces from the 22nd. This is going to help you keep your boundaries intact. It's going to bring a lot of energy, like surge ahead. And interestingly, Venus and Mars, the feminine and the male, you probably get a more balanced perspective or viewpoint, perhaps, around relationships, significant relationships or legalities. The other things to note is that there is the autumnal equinox on the 21st. If you're in the southern hemisphere, Australia or New Zealand, then this is the autumn equinox, a time of balance and preparing for the winter. Get organised, maybe start baking and freeze some food, stock up with supplies so you don't have to go out and that sort of thing if you don't want to go out in the cold. Having said that, Australia really isn't very cold unless you're down in Tasmania or maybe even Melbourne that has 4 seasons in one day, and you have to go out with an umbrella and then lots of layers so you can take them off when the sun comes out. If you're in the northern hemisphere, of course, it's your spring equinox, and this is about you planting seeds for new beginnings, whether that be in your garden or something like a new project or a new job that you can work on and develop so that in the summer months you can harvest all the energies of your efforts and really feel quite abundant. So that's good news. It's all about balance, of course. The equinox is the time when the day hours, the daylight hours and the nighttime hours are the same. So balance is important. And lastly, it's Easter Sunday on the last day of the month, the 31st. Doesn't matter what religion you are, or maybe you don't have a religion. Symbolically and spiritually, it's all about rebirth and renewal. So something might end so that something new can begin. You may have been through quite a transformative process during March, and now there's like light at the end of the tunnel and light bursting out into a new world, so to speak, dear Virgo. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope this is useful for you. Let me know, leave a like and a comment. That would be fabulous. Have a wonderful month, everyone. Thanks again. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.